All right, let's try to do this one thing at a time. I just woke up, and I haven't been. I've I have aged 5 years in 1 year is how I feel about my face, and I have. The thing is that I don't even know what to say. The more I've gone through this issue, the more this is the best I could do right now. I am used to expressing in the world, and I am used to doing stand-up comedy. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I have been unable to. I've experienced severe mental illness in the past year, and I had low grade to medium mental illness for 15 years going up to that. And all I did was mask that mental illness, which put extreme pressure on my brain for many years. And the way that I found, and now my brain is like, for various reasons, both the overload over those years mixed with a worsening of the actual symptoms, which manifests itself in a very dry mouth, which is very ironic as a comedian. It's like it's like being a prostitute with a dry vagina, but I love being a prostitute. That's my calling in life. Why is my vagina dry? I'm so good at sex. I'm good at comedy. I'm good at jokes. My mouth is dry. I can't do that. What am I going to do? Write them all down on threads? It's not the same. It's not as good. And my brain is not working. I'm not writing the way that I used to write. I know that that was kind of funny, but I'm just not there. It's not quick. It's not on stage. It's not there. And then I'm more upset when I perform. But I've had severe mental illness, and where people are worried about my behavior in the streets. I have had dark thoughts. My family's very worried about me. I've been in and out of different treatments between residential care and other kinds of care where I had to check myself in, and different ways to treat this that haven't worked, leading to more discouragement over time because each one successively doesn't work. But I got myself into happiness. The only mode that I knew is expressing all that I'm feeling and expressing myself. And various things have crushed together so that I can't really express myself. If I do put it all out there of everything I've gone through in detail, in realness, employers will be like, if they see it, they're like, we can't work with this person. He's insane. And there's also, if you're putting out sadness without a solution, people don't know what to do. They don't know how to help you. And I don't have a solution. And also the fact that my mouth is like a desert with no spit. That is the main thing that how my disease is manifesting itself. I have tried everything from what I understand for a year. And more. I've tried things for 15 years, and I can get into that later. But the fact that it feels that I can't speak. I can speak now because I had coffee. Then I can't express myself and be myself. And because my brain was so taxed for 15 years trying to cover up this problem, I was basically performing on stage, doing hours and hours of stand-up comedy, hours at a time. More than 100 times I perform my hour, maybe 200 times. I don't know. Not that many, but between 100 and 200 times. My brain was, every time I was performing, was going 100 miles an hour or something, too fast and too much pressure, because I was both trying to tell jokes and be present in the audience with this fear of your mouth's going to dry out. You're not going to be able to speak. You need water. This is an emergency. This is going to end your career. This is not as funny because of this thing that you can't control. And that's always pulling at you. And I have to do that for an entire hour, to the point where my brain was so extremely stressed out that I wonder if my brain just completely burnt out. And every solution I tried to fix the dry mouth, whether it's a gum, whether it's a pill, whether it's a certain therapy that wasn't working, or whether it's a quick fix here and there, that stuff stopped working. And it stops working over time. You run out of bullets. A toothpaste that worked, it stops working 2 weeks later. A pill to stimulate saliva called civilamine, that worked a little bit. Then it stopped a month later. And so, you're left with no solution. And my own way of getting out of my problems in the past, or getting out of my deep sadness, was expressing myself on stage externally that people could then relate to. And it's not there. So I don't have a way out. I'm having trouble socializing in the world, period. So I don't have a way out to love the world, to love myself through my expression. And that's a bigger problem in itself. I don't have a mode of like, go and be a monk, go practice and read by yourself, go do some art, go write all your jokes when my brain is not firing, go write a book, go write. I mean, and that is the only way, that is the way that I know how. And so it's a little bit risky to put this sadness out there into the world because I don't have an answer right now. And I'm just letting you know that I don't want to go dark. And I think that people, when you go through this sadness, when you go through more than sadness, severe mental illness, when you go through this, it's quiet. It's a black box. It's like, go work on it and be quiet and get better. Well, my only way to get better in the world, I was relying on expression and outward expression. And I don't want to rewire that completely and then lose my outward expression, because that's all that I knew and relied upon. And that was after I fought for that, because that was years where I wasn't doing that. And I came to that when I was 30, and I'm like, oh, this isn't for me. This is how I'm going to get through the world, by being a stand-up comedian. Now I have this where like, oh, you can't do that anymore, potentially, for now or for I don't know how long, forever. What will I do? What will I do? And I know I'm expressing myself, but I'm in a lot of pain. And I think that I've been in pain for a year. And thanks for listening.